Okay. All right, my name's Tim Thomas. I'm the father of Corbin, who's currently injured. Who heard? All right. And I'm just going to introduce Brendan Turner. BT, Brendan Turner, has an extensive background, proven track record in the sports performance area. He has a depth of knowledge that is rare to find. Okay. I was impressing on my son to bring a pen and paper this morning because this sort of stuff really hasn't been spoken about in the past. You guys are getting stuff that has, you know, what BT can give you in one morning, you could probably spend 30 years learning in your own time. So what you're getting right now is going to accelerate your journey exponentially. Okay? Your future success could be starting right here, right now. Some of you are going to think, oh, this is just another round hanging out with my mates, you know, texting on my phone, we'll do something afterwards. Or some of you are going to look back on this event and say, this is where it started for me. This is how serious we need to take this next few moments with Brendan Turner. Let's put it together.
Thanks, Tim. Morning, everyone. Thanks for coming this morning. Especially thanks to your parents for bringing you on a Sunday morning. I'm sure they didn't want to get up out of bed, nor did you guys. But hopefully you'll get something out of it. Yeah, today's going to be focusing on probably a part of the game that, as you're moving through, it'll become more and more relevant as you're getting older and reaching higher stages and higher levels in your sport. So it's important that you start understanding. We're just going to be touching on, it's not going to be overly heavy. We're going to have a bit of fun. You're going to do some group activities. So make sure that you do sit in, you know, groups of 4 in the chairs around the tables. That's why I've got lollies on each table, so it entices you to come as a 4. Because you are going to do some riding, you're going to do, you know, do a couple of group activities. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. And a bit interactive, so that it gets your brain working, etc., etc. So if you're not in a group 4, I see people scattered. Can you come together on a table so you group of 4 instead of all bunching together as like 10 people? That'd be good. Don't be scared of coming out in front too.
We lost the icon.
Before you push on, Brendan, I hope you don't mind. Guys, appreciate everyone's got mobile phones. Can you do me a favour? Can you actually turn them down or turn them off? The second thing is, here's a little thing that we do when I go out to dinner with my friends. We actually take our mobile phones out, we place it on the table face down. So can you all do that? Put them all in a pile together, not directly in front of you, I want them in a pile together. Now the first person who turns that mobile phone over buys dinner for the rest of the guys on the table. Is that fair enough? Yeah. So you're not allowed to leave your mobile phones until we have a break.
All right. I mean, you hear all the time about, you know, this is the thing, you hear all the time talking about the mental side of sport, the mental side of the game. You know, you hear all the time, you know, it's 80 or 70% mental, you know, 20, 30% skill. You know, this is the common statements that you hear around the tracks, you know. And you even have these days, if you go to any professional sports club or program like the Australian Institute of Sport, Queensland Academy of Sport, they all have sports psychologists. So that's something that you can even get into when you get older. That may be something you may want to, as an industry, go into, because it's all about the mental side of sport, of how athletes achieve certain goals through your brain and not your actual skill. We're also going to be touching on a few things like, you know, that you hear unbelievable feats that people do in sport. You know, they've defied the odds, they've come back from injury, they've done this all because of their mental side of what they've achieved mentally. So we're going to be touching on a few of those things as we go through today. You know, it's not going to be long. It's going to be maybe an hour to an hour and a half maximum, so you don't have to get too restless. That's why you've got the lollies on there. You've got a little bit of sugar to keep you focused on the session that we're doing today. And you're more than welcome at any point in time, if you don't understand something that I'm saying or you'd like a little bit more information, please put up your hand and just ask the question, because I'd rather you get it than move on and you then later on say, geez, I really wish I asked that question. You can always ask questions. All right? So when we're talking about the mental game, it's interesting because a lot of people have, thoughts going, oh, I wonder what that is. So the first little exercise that we're going to do, that you're going to do together as a group, is you're going to, about five minutes or so, I want you to work as a group and write down keywords that you, when I say the mental game, what does that mean to you? So I'll give you about 5 minutes as a group, write down some keywords when I'm saying the mental game, what immediately comes to your mind.